hello guys, and welcome back. Now, this is a little bit of a special video because this is the first video I'll be making for Dominion 6. Now, Dominion 6 just released yesterday, January 17th, and I only picked it up last night. I got it right when I got home from work, and I didn't get a chance to really do anything yet. So this is kind of like my first impression. The only thing I did was take a look at any new nations. I wanted to see what the new nations would be, but beyond that, I didn't really look at anything. Definitely I haven't played any games yet, so I will play a little bit of a game today just to see how things have changed or what has changed. Now, for the first thing, you can see that it looks like not much has changed. It kind of looks the exact same as Dominions 5. This almost looks the exact same as Dominions 5, which looks the exact same as Dominions 4, which is very similar to Dominions 3. You could maybe even call this Dominions 3 Part 3, but I think that's being a little bit too harsh on Illwinter. I kind of consider the Dominions games as being more like expansions on the same game rather than a true sequel, and I think that's a better way to think about it. People complain like, oh, I don't want to pay however much money for a new game. But think about it. Dominions 5 came out in 2014, 2015. Now it's almost 10 years later, and Dominion 6 comes out. So that's a long time. You pay, what, $20 every 10 years? That's not a big deal. I think that's fine, and I'm happy to support Illwinter. I love all of their games, even the really janky ones like Conquest of Elysium, which I should cover sometime. But Dominion 6, I mean, I don't know, it looks interesting so far. As I said, I didn't look at much, and I'm just gonna, give my impressions. I'm gonna look at what I can see. Again, I don't know anything about what has changed this game. I only have some rumors from like months ago about what it looked like, so like some leaked images of what the god design and what scales are going to be like. But beyond just those rumors, I really have no idea. I've not really seen anything yet from what the game is actually like, beyond just taking a look at some of the new nations. So you know what, let's just get started here. Let's take a look at the new nations. So there are a few new nations, some in each age. Let's actually look at them first. So you can see you got a lot of the same nations from before. This is early age. A few of the new nations, for one, in the early age, there is Muspelheim. So you have Niflheim, which has the cold ice giants. And now you have also Muspelheim, which has these fire giants, the Muspeljarls. And these guys are kind of like an inverse of the Nifljarls. They have fire heat power instead of the cold ice power. They have a fire and heat shield. Sorry, they just have a heat aura, not a cold aura. And, otherwise very similar. They have desert survival, things like that. Snow move as well. So these guys are kind of like an inverse of the Nifljarls, and you have the Muspel Giants as well, who are the kind of, again, the inverse of the other ones. And you also have this line of Jotuns. So you have a few special Muspel units. And then these Jotun, just kind of general Jotun units, similar to the Jotun in Niflheim. Now, again, I don't know too much about this. Like I said, this is my first impression. So anything I'm saying, take whatever I say with a grain of salt. It looks like they still want cold scales. So I'm looking at the scales and blessings. I don't really know how the new blessing system works. So looking at this, I do know they changed the whole scales and blessing system. So it's not just a 0 to 3 or -3 to +3 scale anymore. It's some combination, and certain nations can go higher than others. I also see these units have glamour. Who has glamour? Glamour is the new magic path, which I don't know much about. I believe it's kind of like mysticism of sorts, illusion powers. Okay, it looks like this one, the Muspeljiga, can have glamour. And you can see it's some kind of crystal emblem. I don't really know. I don't know how you'll actually do glamour, how glamour will actually work. But we'll see. I'll try a game as one of these nations, and we'll try it out. I'll probably play one of the new nations just to really get a kind of interesting experience. But yeah, this is Muspelheim. Let's actually take a look at some of their gods, because you can see the god design system is a little bit different now. Now, this is just totally vanilla. I don't know if there's any mods yet. There are a few new gods. Some of these gods are returning from before. So, who are some old? I guess all these are kind of old gods. This one looks new. The Sacred Geyser. Let's take a look at what the god is actually. So Dominion Strength, Dom 4 Strength, not teleportable. Now I believe that some gods will actually give you a certain path bonus. I thought they would. At least when I read the kind of leaks initially, I thought that gods would give you some kind of Dominion bonus. But it looks like not, so I don't really know. It kind of looks the same as Dom 5. I thought that you could only use some gods with certain scales. Okay, all right, I see that some of them do have it. So this one doesn't. This is a very neutral scale god. Okay, all right, so it does. So for example, the Fountain of Blood, it gives me a plus turmoil scale and a plus magic scale. So maybe I take Fountain of Blood. I can now go magic 3 and turmoil 3. Okay, so some gods do give you the bonuses. That's very interesting. That's interesting then. So you do have to kind of consider that when you pick a god. So for example, these dragons have a sloth and turmoil scale. That means if I pick a dragon, I can only ever go order 1 and production 1. But I can go sloth 3 and chaos, turmoil 3. So that's pretty interesting. That means if I'm picking something like a dragon, like this an air dragon. Wow, that's new. So they have an air dragon now and a water dragon. That's interesting. So this is the new air dragon. So if I pick something like a dragon or Earth Serpent has sloth as well, I can never take high production. So this is kind of interesting. This might limit certain god build ideas. Some people, they'll take a kind of optimal god and just use it for whatever nation. But I can see that maybe some gods will just not be that great for certain nations. For example, a lot of these gods have sloth scales. A lot of these monsters look like they have sloth or death scales. Sloth, yeah. This one, neutral, death scales on there. The Linmore is the sloth scales as well. This is death. So it seems like a lot of these gods, you're going to have to really consider what you're doing now. Oh, an earth dragon too. Wow, that's interesting. So they expanded the dragon choices. That's very cool. I like dragons a lot. So that's interesting that they did that. Still really expensive. 260 points for a dragon. All right, but that's pretty interesting then. So I guess you have to consider that a little bit more when you're designing your god. You really have to fit the god to your nation now. So I don't think you'll be able to just pick whatever Dom 1 little guy and be able to do whatever you want. Let's actually see how the blessing system works now. So I won't worry about scales. I don't know too much about scales, but let's take a look at some of the blessings available. Let's just take a look here. I don't really know how this new blessing system works. It looks like there are quite a lot of new blessings. So let's look at some of the fire blessings first. A lot of them are the same. This is new, Righteous Wrath. Blessed units become filled with righteous fury if another sacred unit is killed in its vicinity. Oh, that's very interesting. So this is a little bit like some of the blood blessings, where if you kill another unit, you get a boost. This is if another unit is killed near you, you get a boost. So this could be kind of interesting. I don't know any strategies yet. Maybe some kind of sacred spam. If you can find a nation that can do really good sacred spam, like cheap sacreds, this could be an interesting way to kind of boost those sacreds up and really get kind of like a magnifying effect on your otherwise cheap or weak sacred. So maybe, I don't know what Mictlan is like now, but maybe something like this could be interesting for a Mictlan player or some other player with fairly cheap and fairly easy to mass sacreds. So that's kind of cool. That's interesting. Death Explosion, the same. Anything else? The same. Unbearable Splendor. Okay, it looks like they have these new high-level spell blessings for a lot of these. Unbearable Splendor, what is this? Blessed units are surrounded by an aura of unbearable splendor. Anyone trying to strike them must pass an MR check or be blinded. So this looks like a replacement for Awe. It looks like they took away Awe from Fire, and they gave Unbearable Splendor instead, which is kind of like a blindness aura. That's very interesting. I think that's a little bit more thematic than Awe was for Fire. Did they move Awe to something else? Okay, yeah, they moved Awe to Glamour. So I guess Awe is now a Glamour spell, which I guess makes sense. Alright, so that's Fire. Everything else looks the same, just those two new ones. What about Air? Let's look at the Air blessings. So these are kind of the same. Awareness. Blessed units have an uncanny awareness of the surroundings and can feel the air move. So they get unsurroundable. Okay, that's interesting. So you can give your units unsurroundable. That could be interesting. Storm flight. Blessed units can fly in storms. That's kind of situational, but maybe okay. Weightlessness. Blessed units' equipment becomes weightless. They ignore most of the weight of heavy armors and get the floating trait. So that's kind of interesting. Mounts with weightless riders don't receive the encumbrance penalty. Oh yeah, so that's another difference. Mount and the unit riding him are now considered a separate unit. So you could have a sacred mount and a normal rider, or a sacred rider and a normal mount, or some other weird combination. So that makes things a little bit more complicated. So basically, weightlessness gives floating and ignores the weight of armor. That could be interesting, though I don't know how you'd use that at the moment. Last one looks new is flight. So blessed units can fly. So that's very interesting as well. What about the new water blesses? Swimming. Is this new? All sacred units can cross rivers unhindered if fighting underwater. Okay, so it's not water breathing, but it basically gives the swimming trait. Like many reptilian units have a swimming trait where they can cross rivers and they can fight underwater, but you need to also take water breathing to actually get full amphibiousness. So I guess both of these together should be able to grant a total amphibian status for your sacreds, which is very interesting if you want to invade water and make that an option. Slowing weapons. This is very cool. All right, so they got rid of... Did they get rid of ice weapons? Yeah, they did. They got rid of ice weapons. They replaced it with two different weapons, slowing weapons and frost mist weapons. So that's very cool. Oh, they also have vitriol weapons. Wow. So really boosting the weapon blesses. I see there's a lot of nice weapon blesses now. This is really cool. So slowing weapons gives a slow effect. Also minus attack, minus defense. Vitriol weapons is acidic, so it does acid damage and burns their armor. I don't know if that actually works anymore. In Dominions 5, acid was kind of bugged. It didn't really melt the armor, and armor-destroying spells were kind of useless. So maybe this will be okay now. Frost Mist, this looks really cool. Have the Frost Mist effect, so kind of like a Area 1 cold effect. That's very cool. You still have Chill Aura as well, and then also Quickness. What about the Earth spells? Looks like not too much difference. Anything different? Resilience of the Earth. Blessed units gain resilience to fire and shock. Okay, so this is just fire and shock resistance. They changed the name. Otherwise, everything looks the same. Looks like nothing changed for Earth. What about Arcane or Astral? Kind of looks the same. Solar weapons is here now. Firecaster, Magic Weapons, Fate, Fate Weaving, and Etherealness. Looks the same, just they took luck out of here. And they left the Twist Fate, Fate Weaving. And they took luck and put it in Glamour, I see. So I guess luck-based spells are going to be Glamour now, but anything about Fate, like Twist Fate, Fate Weaving, is going to be Astral. So that looks okay. They added a lot of death blesses. That's really nice because I really hated the death blesses in Dom 5. I always found death was such like a disappointing path for a bless because the death blesses kind of sucked if you weren't playing a death nation, but you kind of want death magic on a lot of pretenders. I find a lot of pretenders I really would like to have death magic. But I feel like so terrible taking the death blesses because they're all kind of like weak, you know? So there you have a few new options. Mending Bones. Okay, this is a little bit like Regeneration, kind of. Sacred Undead heals outside of battle. Withering Weapons still here are everyone's favorite blessed Withering Weapons. Stygian Flesh still here. Reforming Flesh, Reanimators, Death Weapons, Fears. So not much difference. Just Mending Bones is new. Okay, so not much change with death. Let's look at nature. Anything different with nature? No, looks kind of the same. Nothing changed with nature. All right, here's the new path. This is Glamour. And now I have no idea what Glamour is or how it works, but we'll check it out when we try a game. A lot of new stuff. Undreaming. All sacred units are more resistant to sleep effects. Okay, so that makes me think that maybe sleep will be a little bit bigger of a thing in battles now. That's kind of interesting. So I wonder if that will play a role in battles, like maybe mass sleep will be more of a thing, or sleep eating spells like Dream Eater. I don't know if it's like Pokemon, but like having some kind of Dream Eater spell, maybe as like Late Age Relay, like put the field to sleep and then cast some kind of dream consumption dream attack on the enemy. That could be interesting for some kind of combos, but that's just me, my headcanon. Okay, Sacred Units get more experience. That's okay. Quiet Stride. Sacred Units are more stealthy. Okay, so I don't know. Does this give you stealth? Stealth value sneaking sacreds decreased by 20. So it seems like it makes sneaking sacreds more sneaky, but I don't know if it actually gives them stealth. That would be good if it gave them stealth. That's very cool. But if it doesn't give them stealth, I don't know if this is that useful. True sight. Okay, can see illusions, blur, and invisibility. So something like... Okay, now there's 3 sights. So they have spirit sight. Okay, so spirit sight lets you see everything, including invisible, glamored, whatever. Dark vision just lets you see in the dark. And true sight lets you see blur invisibility, but not in darkness. So kind of true sight and low light vision are like 2 halves of spirit sight together, which is kind of weird that they split that up like that. Blur. This looks like a blurred condition, difficult to see an attack. So I'm not sure how this works. I'm not sure if this is the same as the kind of mirror image spell, like, or the kind of elf mirror image that elves get. Maybe. I don't really know. Offuscate. Okay, so Quiet Stride just improves stealth. Offuscate makes you stealthy. Okay, so Offuscate actually makes your unit stealthy, but this is a lot of glamour you need. Alright, so if you take Offuscate, it'll make your sacred stealthy. Awe is here, so Awe is the same from before. Get an Awe bonus. Displacements. Okay, I'm not sure about this. I think Displacement is the elf kind of mirror image spell. It seems like it is. They appear beside their actual location, are difficult to hit melee. I think this is what they use for the kind of mirror image spell. Dread. Fear, I guess. So this is just fear. Yeah, fear 5, except you can use true sight or something to negate dread. Okay, all right. So it's the same as fear, except it's like it's an illusion. So it's not real fear, I guess. And luck. Okay, luck is the same. So that's kind of interesting. Glamour seems to be focused a lot on dreams and illusions, like breaking through a dream, breaking through an illusion, nightmares, things like that. So that's kind of cool that they do that. I need to play a game with it, though, and see how it actually works. All right, and let's look at the blood. They don't have too many blood. Okay, they have a few new blood blesses. Enchanted blood. Okay, blessed units regenerate HP a little bit. And they also get some magic resistance. And whatever this profuse bleeding will stop instantly. So they won't get this effect, profuse bleeding. That sounds pretty good. That sounds good for survivability. Blood Surge, Blood Bond here. They also have vampiric weapons. So attacks will drain the life force from enemies. Those wounded will take additional damage, and that is that the blessed ones hit. Okay, all right. So it just kind of sucks energy from the enemy. Okay, so a lot of interesting new blesses. I have no idea what the new kind of strategy will be for any of these. Just take a look at that. Let's get out of here, and as I said, let's continue looking at the new nations before I get carried away. So Muspelheim is one, and are there any others in the early age? I thought there was. There's one more. Where's that other one? Pyne. This is the other one. So this is the kind of caveman nation. The Bearkeeds, cave-dwelling humans, have formed a kingdom. Bearkeeds live troglopastoral lives, herding cave cows and blind goats. So these are basically cavemen of sorts. See, they look like a little caveman. Using stone spears. They do have these giants with them as well. Okay, in the mountains above lie these people. Sheep herding cyclops. So these are cyclopses, are they? They don't look like it. They look like they have 2 eyes. Gentile. Okay, so these are just another giant kind of nation or semi-giant nation. What size are these? These are size 6. Oh yes, they changed the sizes now. So I guess a full giant will be size 10. Let's actually go back to Muspelheim. I believe Muspelheim or Niflheim has the full giants. So these guys are size 9. These are, I guess, the biggest you will get unit-wise. Muspelheim, I think, is the same, right? Yeah, size 9. So these guys are probably the biggest you get. Size 8 giants are like the sub-max giants. So they have more variation with the sizes now. These look very similar to a Cyclops. They have the forge bonus, resource bonus. A lot of other things as well. Now, one thing I will note is that some sacreds actually have a special penalty. see if we have any sacred units. This guy is only a level 1 sacred, but when I looked at Muspelheim, I saw some of their units are sacred 2. For example, the the Muspel giant is sacred 2. That means it costs 2 holy points to get one of these giants. So you're going to be much more limited on your beefier sacreds, on your best sacreds. So let's look at this one again, Pyne. What can we say here? Not much to say. These are some generic leader units. Look like kind of big cyclops of sorts. Shaman. Okay, kind of generic nature and elemental magic, looks like. Earth. Shepherd, what does this guy do? Okay, he can train cave cows, I guess. So this guy can get cave cows for you, I think. You can summon cave cows. All right, I guess that's okay if you need them. This looks like a generic army leader. He gets inspirational, which is good, and sacred. The king of... Oh, no, so this is like the king of all the cave people. Next we have the kind of magic leaders. This is just a generic Earth 1 guy. Okay, can recruit in the capital and only mountain forts. So that's not too bad. Some of these, it looks like you recruit in capitals and mountains, but this guy is only Earth 1. I don't know how useful that is. I mean, maybe, but... Next you have this one. What is this? Sorgina. Storm, deity, and fertility. So a Air 3, and then all the other elemental paths in nature. Okay, this seems a little bit like one of the, I don't know, it kind of seems like one of the elves. I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. I guess I do have to play it and really see how these actually play out. This seems a little bit like the Cyclopses from Makone. What are these two? These look a little bit different. Recruited all non-fort forests. So these are some special unit you can get off cap in forests. Okay, pretty similar spell paths. Economics, extra gold and resources in cave forts. And, which else to say? Pretty cheap buildings. Okay, just taking a look at their lineup here. All right. Okay, so those are the 2 new nations for early age. Let's look at middle age now. Now, in middle age, you have the second era of Pyne. Now, it looks like all the giants are gone. You get these kind of blood worshippers, blood, nature, air, and some earth and fire. So you still keep most of your elemental paths, but mainly focus on blood and nature. You get these guys look like a Pan a little bit from... Okay, you have blood 3, nature 2, earth 1. That's not too bad. So these guys are similar to a Pan you get from Pangea. And are these guys slow to recruit as well? Recruitment points 4. They're not sacred. Pyne monk. Okay, and this guy looks special as well. Can recruit in all non-fort provinces. So this guy, you build a temple, I guess. You can get him. Emerald Count. Right, some kind of horseman. Now, you can see here, this is an example of where the rider and the mount are different. So the Emerald Count is this guy, the guy sitting on it, and these are his stats. Size 14, resources, etc. The Mouflon he's riding is totally different. Now, in this case, the mount is sacred. And it looks like I can actually give the mount a separate bit of gear compared to the rider. So the mount can actually have some kind of barding on him, which should benefit him as well. And he can also carry gems. That's kind of interesting too. Meanwhile, the rider can hold things as well. And also, looks like you can get boots now. So you can put boots on your riding units. Kind of interesting. That's pretty good. Okay, skilled rider trait. Okay, so I guess this is important as well. If your your rider has skilled rider, you get some bonus to both the skills of the mount and the rider itself. All right, pretty interesting. Okay, all right. And you get the 1, 2, 3 attacks as well. The attack of the mount and the attack of the rider. What else do we have? Let's look at these guys. Any other mages here? Okay, you have these kind of mages again. The Pyne Priest, 50% chance of blood. That's not too bad. Pyne Bishop. How much does this guy cost? Gold, 230. A little bit expensive for just a blood 1. Nature, Holy 2. It seems like all of these are quite a bit more expensive now. And I believe that you will get more gold in general. So Sogria, here's a Sogria again. Taking up blood magic. Very similar to the early ages with fire and air now. Okay, and then some of the units. Looks like you have the Sacred Emerald Knights. The Pyrean Knight. Okay, pretty interesting. This is a pretty just generic human nation otherwise, aside from the fact they have a lot of blood access. Blood and fire, air looks like. Blood, nature, fire, air are kind of your big paths. Pretty interesting. I hope the blood, nature, cross path got some bonuses because it used to be kind of weak. All right, so that's one of the new nations, middle-aged Pyrean. What else is there? I believe there's a few other middle-aged nations. Now, Ind is another nation that got some interesting bonuses, not in the middle age, but in the late age. Ind has a few successor states, which are quite interesting. But let's look at what else there are. I believe this is the only other one in middle age. Nidavagar. Okay, I don't know too much about this. Another Norse nation. Something, I guess, living in the former lands of Niflheim. Okay, I don't know much about this one. I haven't looked at this one yet. Cub Mother, what does this mean? Good at leading unruly youngsters. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, unruly youngsters. Who are the youngsters? Maybe what this means is that, let me see what it says again. Okay, all right. So, okay, so I guess what this means is that when you take these units, these cub warriors, for example, that are undisciplined, it will make them not undisciplined anymore, and they will also get the skirmisher trait, so they won't have problems going into different formations. So basically, it'll make these guys be able to use formations if you lead them with one of these clan mothers. Scout, generic scout. Pillager, okay. Kind of generic. Very similar to early age Ulm, it looks like. Pretty interesting path spread. Seath Brinder Apprentice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different path choices. That's pretty interesting. So kind of like a spirit shapeshifter. I don't really know how you can describe this. Poor researcher though. Very terrible research. Next you have the Bear Clan Seathbender. Alright, Nature Earth. Wolf Clan Seathbender. So it leaves like Bear Clan gets Earth, Wolf Clan gets Water. Neat here gets nothing. Scar Souls, what is this? Unit is soaked in the waters of Nidketi and will not die if killed. Each time he is killed, one Scar Soul will turn red, fade, and die in his stead. If the Nithbad is drowned, petrified, or destroyed by a disintegrate spell, the Scar Souls will not protect him. But if the Scar Soul is slain, one Scar Soul is killed and the Nithbad survives. So what is a Scar Soul? I have no idea what that is. Is that another unit? I don't know what a Scar Soul is. Maybe it's something new? It looks like they don't mention anything about it. That's very interesting. So this is kind of like a recruitable, limited immortal unit. So basically this guy's immortal, and whatever a Scar Soul is, I don't know what a Scar Soul is. I guess it's some spell or something related once you start the game. But once you get Scar Souls, you can load them up with this guy and basically make him immortal. So this is an immortal sacred commander. That's very, very cool. And he's a leader as well. So that's nice. That's very interesting. And the Crow Clan, Seathbender. Okay, so this is kind of your big mage. A lot of randoms too. A lot of different random paths. It's very interesting. So it seems like this nation gets a lot of different randoms. A lot of interesting randoms. And this kind of weird recruitable immortal unit, as well as immortal commander, with whatever the Scar Soul spell is. So this has a 50% chance to activate. This one is 100% chance. So this guy's immortal as long as he has Scar Souls, whatever those are. And this guy's 50% chance. So that's very, very interesting. Oh, Formation Fighter, look at that. Female wolf can leak warriors, take the name from the she-wolf. So, wow, this is a really interesting unit. Formation Fighter and ambidextrous. So this seems pretty good. I like that. Wow, this nation looks really cool. I might actually try this nation myself because this looks really interesting. Normally, the human nations are not as interesting, but this is, I don't know, it seems very cool. So somehow you must be able to get Scar Souls. Geez, saying that is difficult. All right, so that's very interesting. All right, so those are the two nations for Middle Age. Now, some of the other nations did change as well. I have not gone through these other nations yet. There's so many nations, and it's hard to tell what the changes are. Definitely the sprites have improved. I can tell the sprites are a little bit nicer. All right, let's look at the last age, and then we'll start with one of these nations. We'll play a little bit. Belay. Final late age. There are a few new nations, quite a few new late age nations. Late age really needed some expansion, so it's good they added a couple late age nations. So the late age nations are Andromania, the dog nation. So these are the actual Cynophilian dog people from Ind. And this nation is more or less a successor to Ind. They have a lot of the similar paths as Ind does. Big Sacrets. Some other interesting kind of units. Reduce Unrest, Defense Organizer, Tax Collector. All these guys are sacred as well, looks like. Interesting path spread as well. Red State Magnus. Okay, it looks like they also have a similar capital-heavy recruitment as well as Ind does. So all these guys can only come from the capital. Castrol Senator. Howler Champion. Animal Awe, Berserker. Detested. What is this? Okay, so this one, he's basically makes him a terrible leader. Anyone who joins his squad will get penalties. So basically this guy is the kind of guy you want to have him go off on his own. Kind of a dedicated thug unit, I guess, except he's not sacred. But I don't know, he's interesting things. He's not stealthy either. Cause Unrest, Undisciplined, Chaos Recruitment, Corpse Eater. Corpse Eater, that's interesting. So he'll be able to eat corpses and get more powerful. So this could be kind of interesting. As a kind of small raiding unit. Howler unit as well. So maybe the Howler can lead these Howlers. They could all eat corpses and do stuff together. Serene One, this I guess is your main sacred. Centaurial Guard. Animal, yeah. Okay, a lot of Formation Fighter. That's very good. Formation Fighter is great. I really love Formation Fighter as a stat for units. Okay, pretty cool. So these are Order 1. A good variety of paths. Just lacking blood and death mostly, but it seems everything else, they have a good variety of them. Conscription. What is conscription? Does that mean I can call units to come out? Discipline, Infantry, conscription. So I don't know how that works. Did they mention that anywhere here? Maybe one of these guys has a conscriptor trait or something? I don't see any. I'm not sure what that means, conscription, what that does. I'll have to check later in the game. Defense Organizer. Okay, he can improve the defense value. I get maybe that's what they mean by conscription. I don't know. Okay, that's one of the new nations. Another new nation is this one. The Sweet Honey Nation. All my feminine beauties. So this is really what Dominions needed. We needed another all-female waifu nation. We had Yis, and that one's pretty good. Nice redheads. But this is the other option if you want Amazons. So this is pretty nice. Okay. Oh, they add a little bit more lore here. So I guess they imply that Tenchi, the Khan, the Mongol Khan, I guess, of Tenchi, actually destroyed Ind, wherever Ind was. And these kind of like successor nations are the successors to Ind. So this is a very glamour-heavy nation, looks like. Pseudo-elves, Veil Army. What is this? Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so this can hide the army size. Yeah, all of them have that. Or some of them do. Glamour. Okay, this is like the mirror image, I guess. Divine Insights, okay. It's not new. So mostly Astral and Glamour looks like with these. And again, all-female nation. Now, do they have any Sacred Commanders? I guess the Unseen one is the kind of go-to Sacred Commander. What about the units? Looks like some generic soldier units. Lady at Arms, Lady Knight, and the Veiled one. So this is kind of like a pseudo-elf unit. You have Stealthy and Glamour. So this is almost like an elf. And the leader as well, Stealthy Glamour. So that's kind of interesting. And only Glamour 1 mage. And I will have to see what Glamour actually does. All right, and the last new nation here is Pyne, the kind of little Hoberg or mini guy midget nation, size 2 nation. Well, these are gluttons, inquisitors as well. Okay, so they have quite good priests, looks like. Do they have recruitable holy 3? They do. 2 recruitable holy 3. So this is kind of like taking a little bit more from Ind as well. Getting more of the magic power. And of course, all these little dudes. I love little tiny units. They're so good. Like in Dominions 5, these little units you get like Hobergs or Vati or any kind of little goblin guys are really excellent. So I love that. These flying mounts as well. That's interesting. Let's look at their commanders. Okay. Wow, very, very interesting. A lot of interesting things here. But let's get out of here. I've talked a lot about these nations. Now, I'm going to actually try one of these nations a little bit. I'm not going to play too long the game. I just want to get a feel for it. Now, I need to actually play a little bit more to understand what to do and how to actually play. I have no idea how to play this game at the moment. Just my knowledge from Dominions 5. Okay, so looks like even map generation is different now. So you can pick the type of world. I'm going to pick a small world. Let's do a donut, I guess. And the underground. Okay, so there are different, like, layers now. So now there's an underground layer. 1 cave, 2 caves, circle cave. Let's do circle cave with the donut. North, south, wrap around. That's okay. Let's try that. I'm going to play, what? I think I'll play in the Middle Age as... the nation I mentioned before. Can you actually remove units now? I guess you can't, right? That's too bad. I was just going to play a small game, but I'm going to actually play Middle Age as Nidaviger. I don't want to say that too quickly. I'm going to get in trouble. Nidaviger, Bear, Wolf, and Crow, because this will look pretty interesting to me. Now, I have no idea how I should play this nation. I'm just going to try my best to make something interesting. So I have these sacrets, these immortal sacrets. Maybe I should try to do something with them. Though I imagine sacred spam is not going to be as effective as it used to be. I'll try that. I really don't know what would be a good idea for this kind of nation. What I should go for. I may just go for something very generic. I don't really know what to do, to be honest. It doesn't matter too much. I'm going to have to play the game. I'm going to go for a monolith because I love monoliths. Monoliths are great. And as for blessings, I don't know. I'm going to just go for something very generic, as I said. Because I'm not too sure what is good or what isn't good. Maybe take a... Let's see what we can do. Let's take a larger, maybe... that might be useful for some of my sacred units to have them go around. I don't know. Maybe I'll take that. Like, why not? Doesn't matter too much. Okay, that's interesting. Can I do blesses? Okay, so I don't need to go 4 to get a blessing anymore. That's interesting. So I don't need to do that. So I can do this and still take the larger bless, right? No. I need 4 earth. So I can do that. I don't need to take 4 nature anymore. I take larger. That's very interesting. And what kind of arcane spells can I take? Let's go Fate Weaving. Oh, I need Misfortune. One thing I'll say, the music is quite good. I quite like the music in this. -3 bless points remaining. What? How does that work? I'm not sure how this works. Oh, that's very weird. -3 bless points remaining. Why am I -3? It's strange. Do I need to have a certain number of points or something? Okay, I guess. I don't know. But then if I take another bless, so I need to have more points than the bless? I think so. It seems like I need to have more points than I actually need for a bless. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to do anything, it seems. That's a little bit interesting then. So I can only take a very limited amount of blesses then. Let's change my bless then. I'm going to just go with maybe Strength of the Earth. And the Earth too. And can I take Resilient? No, I can't. Okay, so this actually takes points away. That's a little bit weird. Okay, that's very weird. That's very interesting. What if I should just go with something more simple then? You know what? I think this is okay. I don't really know what to do, to be honest. So I'm just going to take this, I guess. Okay, I'm doing really random stuff, so don't take this as like a recommendation of what you should be doing, because this is definitely not. I have no idea what is like optimal at all. I'm just trying my best here. Oh, this is new. Inept Smith. Oh, so this one can't smith that well. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know if I'll be smithing much. Okay, so I can only go up to 2 with some of these. Pull 3. What should I optimize? Maybe Turmoil? What do these guys need to recruit? They need some recruitment points, not much resources. Maybe I'll go a little bit lower production, I guess. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. Try that. That looks fine, I guess. Go a few more Dom Strength, maybe. Maybe we can go Wake. No, I can't afford a Wake. Okay, leave it at that then. Maybe go Dormant, yeah, just do that. Can maybe go 1 order. Okay, leave it at that, that's fine. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying my best to do it, so let's try this out. Yeah, random events, thrones, victory by thrones. How many points do you need? Let's just do 3 or something. Yeah, like 3, that's okay. All right, and the world, they keep everything the same. All right, that's good. Now, I have no idea how you actually travel to these other worlds. Maybe some units can do it, like Agartha, or... Okay, here we go. Let me begin this chaos. Now the wheels turn again. Okay, the map art looks a little bit nicer. I like this new map. It looks kind of cool. I mean, kind of the same. I just like this world border you get now. Now, you can't see the whole map, I guess. So you get this kind of fog of war. It's interesting. That's a neat, strange change. All right, now I need to figure out how to actually play. So a lot of things different. You have an underworld and you have an unknown plane. So you have planes now, just like in... Okay, you got a lot of things now. Army setup. This looks very similar to Conquest of Elysium, at least a little bit more, with the way the UI is set up. How do I feel about this UI? I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I mean, I always hate new things. This is my scout, right? Okay, let's send him out somewhere. Right. Should I profitize him? I think so. Okay, some things are the same. Actually, I'll make him a prophet. Actually, yeah, I'll make him prophet. This guy, how do I actually recruit? I have to go up here? I can use R. What should I be recruiting? Let's get these guys, maybe? I still don't know what a Scar Soul is. How do I get Scar Souls? I don't know where you get them. One Scar Soul left. So do they have a Scar Soul built in already? I guess so. They have a Scar Soul built in. And then maybe you can get like another Scar Soul. Let's send a group of these Scar Soul guys out. Maybe they can do something. I don't know. We'll see what they do. I don't know how effective that will be. A few archers with them as well or something. Let's just leave it at that. I don't know what the optimal thing is. Let's end that here. Actually, you know what? I want to recruit a mage. Let's get a mage this turn. Which of these mages are good? Which one can actually like research stuff? Let's get one of these earth mages. I think I won't get the... Yeah, that's really... Actually, that's fine. What do I have for this guy? What's this unit? How do I see... Army setup? Okay. Alright. This is a little bit different now. I kind of like the old way better. We can actually see the picture of the formation. This looks, it's okay. I don't know. This looks like a football game now. Okay, that's fine. Battle orders, fire, closest. Oh, and this guy, just attack closest. Okay, interesting then. That's fine, he can stay there. What else can I do? Where's my research? So here's global enchantments, same as before. Here's research. Now research has changed a lot. I don't even know if I can go over all the research yet, but you can take a look at all the research trees yourself. One thing is, I know the level 9 research is like a big difference now, where you basically research each one on its own. At least I think so. Maybe not, because I see that level 9 is just its own thing now. So I don't know if that'll work. That's how it works. Are these glamour gems? Okay, these are glamour gems. Looks like some spells were moved to glamour. Lore of Legends is new. Something about dreams. So it seems like glamour has a lot of stuff about dreams and magic creatures like fairies and stuff. I'll have to go through some of these later. I don't think I'll be able to have time in this video to go through all these. But you can see there's a lot of things like phantoms, little magic creatures like gremlins and knights, and fairies. All the kind of magical stuff seems to be put in glamour. Phantasmal warriors, fey foot folk, kobolds. Okay, these kind of traditional magical creatures seem to have all been put in glamour now. Draugr. Summon a Draugr. Is this a sacred unit? That's interesting. Change their size at will if wounded. Draugr sting of decay and are surrounded by icicle winds. This seems very cool. I have to try that. I don't know if this is sacred or not. I'll have to look. Sloth of Bears, summon Fey Folk. Okay, that's all the conjuration spells. Let me just quickly look at each of these paths. A lot of differences here. A lot of different things. I can't even tell what all these are yet. Animate tree. Oh, I believe that's a battlefield spell. So I know now the battlefields will have actual like stuff in them, like rocks and trees. So you might be able to animate the trees on the battlefield to fight for you. That's very interesting if you're in a forest. So if you're in a forest, you might be able to awaken all the trees in the forest and have them fight for you, just like Isengard. Twilight, some kind of darkness spell. Okay, alright. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. I'll have to play a little bit more and try these out. Let me just quickly go through these so you guys can take a look at them. Like I said, I'll have to play a little bit more. I think what I'll do another time is I might do like a full gameplay of some nation. Right now, I'm just going to take a look at some of these a little bit. So here's Evocation. I'm not going to spend too much time on these because I don't have enough time to go through everything. And this video is going to be like 2-3 hours long if I do. But let's take a quick look at these things. I can't spend too long looking at these. Construction, not much. We'll have to look at what you can actually construct. If I do that, enchantment. Lots of stuff here. Simulacrum, what's that? Okay, all right. You make a copy of yourself. Dream World, something about Dream World. Lots of about dreams, it seems, for glamour. Steel Slice Warriors. Interesting. A lot of interesting stuff. A lot of very interesting stuff. Land of the Evernog. Tirnanog, yeah. Okay. Fata Morgana. Okay, right. Interesting things. Thaumaturgy. Let's take a look at Thaumaturgy first of all. So luck and sleep have been moved to Thaumaturgy. Same with anything about dreams or like the mind. Dreams of the Awakening God. That's interesting. That seems like a little bit what Late Age Relay has, something similar to that. And blood magic, is anything new here? Succubus, ooh, nice. Get a succubus. Okay, I'm going to have to move on here. Let's just play a little bit. We'll play a few rounds and take a look at some battles. I really want to see a battle. So wait till next turn. I don't know what these are. Messages. Here's messages. Write a message. Nation overview. Okay. Score graphs. Nothing going on now. Hall of Fame. Nothing. Pretenders. Here are the pretenders. Magic items. Overview. Magic items. Just tell me what I can make with these? No, it doesn't. So at least now I can see what I can make, which is kind of interesting. Thrones. Oh, I can see what thrones there are. Okay, let's end turn. I don't really know what else to do this turn. All right. What happened here? Misfortune, something cursed. All right, let's just send this group out to do something. Oh, I shouldn't put these guys there. Let's just send these guys out by themselves. I'll see how they do. I mean, I need to really practice this game a little bit more to do something seriously. Let's attack one of these. How about these guys? Oh, let's attack move. And I'll send the scout in there as well to support them. Let's use his blessing. Word of power to support them a little bit. All right, let's send these guys in there, and we'll see how that battle goes. I'm going to recruit some more of the these guys, the Nithilbed. All right, let's try that. Get a few more of these guys, and we'll send a gang of these guys out, see how they do. Now, what is the Scar Soul? What can I cast? I don't know if Scar Soul is like a spell or what, how you get those. Maybe if they kill people? I don't really know. I'll have to look up a little bit more later. Let's end the turn again. All right, here's a battle. Let's see how this went. I won the battle, which is good. I lost a lot of my archers, though. Let's view this battle. So this is in a desert, but you can see there's actually stuff on the field now. So you have little cactuses. The cactus has stats. It has mindless. It has blunt and pierce resistance. So these are basically like units now. There's rocks too. Does rock have stats as well? Yeah, the rock has stats. Rock's an amphibian. Inanimate, poison resistance, mindless. Wow, that's nice. So you can attack the rock. The rock has hit points. The rock has stats. That's crazy. Or you can even see how old the rock is. The rock is 3,560 years old. That's crazy. This rock's a little bit older. What about this rock? How old are you? Oh, this rock's a little younger. How old's a cactus? 37-year-old cactus. Oh. What about this bush? How old is the bush? 36-year-old bush. That bush is older than these garnet sorceresses. All right, let's see the battle here. All right. Seems that these guys can clean up quite well. Anywhere with a javelin is good. I like javelins on my units. Battle seems pretty much the same as Dom 5. Not too much of a difference, it seems. All right, bye-bye. Get out of here. So that's good. They're done. Oh, wait. Oh, let's go back there. Sorry. I missed something in the battle replay. Let's take a look at that. Weather and scales. Okay, so it shows you what the scales are affecting this battle and what weather. That's very cool. Oh, okay. All right. That's pretty nice. Okay. Let's exit out of there. Interesting. Looks like I lost most of my units, though. Let's set up a... I need to learn the key commands. Jeez. Let's put these guys in a group and send some of these with them. Actually, we'll put a few of these guys in the front to help defend. Hold and attack closest enemy. And these guys can... Is the battlefield bigger now? I believe the battlefield is actually bigger. Because it seems like these guys don't take up as much space. And this commander, he can cast a blessing on them. All right, let's see how that goes. And he does have a Scar Soul built in, whatever Scar Soul is. Does it say anything here how we can get a Scar Soul? Oh, okay. The number of Scar Souls equals the full Dominion score of the province. So this province, what is the Dominion score in this province right now? Can I see? Where does it say what it is? Okay, it's only Dom 1. So this province, I only have Dom 1. That means I have 1 Scar Soul here. But if I was in a high Dominion score province, then I would get more Scar Souls. I believe so. So I'm not fighting in my own Dominion now, which is a little bit unfortunate. My Dominion only went out to the ocean. But let's attack one of these with one of these groups. And we'll send these guys in to support as well. Even though I think all these guys are dead. Yeah, these guys are all dead. Let's try that. Let's try that. Create another group of these guys. Another battle here. Oh, the Needhir died. What happened to your Scar Soul, bro? Oh, he didn't have a Scar Soul left. Because he was in a 0 Dom province. Oh well. So I should have thought about that before, but let's see how this battle went. It seems like these guys do quite well, though it's hard to tell, to be honest. Good morale, really good magic resistance. I like these units, to be honest. I'd like to actually try to theory craft with this nation and try something interesting with it, because this looks really cool, but I think I need to learn how to actually play. Alright, so not much going on here. Let's do another battle in one of these ones. I lost that guy, my Scar Soul bro. Let's try to fight him in a province with actual stuff in it. Jeez, I need to learn about these. What do I do here? I'll put these with him too. Can he fight these? These are so big. The Soothbenders have scribed this province. Alright, so they know about that province. These guys look almost all dead. Maybe we can send these guys back home. Let's send these guys back. We'll do one more turn, recruit and attack this province. I think I'm going to end the video here. I'll have to try another time with like a real full kind of... oh, this guy should be researching. Blood sacrifice. Where do I get blood sacrifices? Oh, I need blood slaves. Okay. Do I have any kind of blood mages even? Do I have any blood mages? I don't know if I do. I guess this guy's the only blood mage, and he can only randomly be a blood mage. But I do get the sacrifice ability, so that can increase my Dom score up. Oh, that's very interesting. So that means if I can boost up my Dom score, I can get my sacred guys a lot of immortality then in certain provinces. So that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Okay, either way, let's end the turn here. And this guy, oh, I should put province defense, right? How do I do province defense? Defense, oh, here it is, okay. Oh, you automatically get 1 PD now, so no more people forgetting 1 PD. Thank you, Illwinter, thank you so much. We get 1 PD by default now, so that's great. That's so great, to be honest. All right, because I've definitely forgotten before. I've had times when I forgot my PD. I forgot to put PD on. And someone comes in with a scout and takes the province. So that's a shame. But let's attack with some of these guys. Now that they actually got their Scar Souls. Put these guys with this guy now. You guys can go here. These Needleback guys can go up front. And we'll have them both cast... some kind of blessing on themselves. Sorry. I need to get used to, these keep commands. Let's get both these guys can do blessing too. Alright, that's fine. That's okay. You can attack, hold an attack, and hold an attack. All right, let's get all these guys to go in. Go attack this one. Let's see how that goes. Then I think I'll end the video here, as I said. Oh, my Nidhere's died again. What the heck? That sucks. Where's your Scar Souls, bro? What happened to your Scar Souls? Like, for real. Jeez, freaking losers. I really need to learn how this Scar Soul thing works, because... it seems like I'm losing a lot of these guys who should be immortal, right? I don't know. I don't know about that. Where are these guys anyway? Somewhere in here. Fighting Heavy Cav? It's hard to tell them apart from the units because they look almost the same, right? I mean, the units are quite good. They can easily scare everyone off. They're quite beefy and strong. And these big two-handed broadswords are really, or these great swords are really, really nice. A lot of wounds. All right, quit. So they're the bear. All right, okay. Let's see here. Who's that? Another Bear Clan guy. Oh, these Scarsoul guys are not very capable. They keep dying. All right, either way, I think I'm going to end this here. I'll have to come back again and go a little bit more in depth with the actual gameplay. But you know, that's Dominion 6, and hope you guys pick it up, and I'll be happy to do some more Dominion 6 coverage in the future, take a look at some other new features, and really try to give a full gameplay. I think what I'll do next is try to go through a full game playthrough, or at least a fairly in-depth game playthrough, single player at least, of one of these nations. I really need to practice a little bit in single player before I try multiplayer, just to learn about the new features and kind of get used to everything here, moving on from Dom 5. But, I'll see you guys again next time, and hope you guys enjoy. Remember to watch out for my next video, and again, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, guys.